listening to Rockers for Wildlife Radio with Paul Paget, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hey. This is Anahit Itimadi, and this baby doll is Pasuli. And actually, next to me is Paul Paget.
Hey, that's from last week with... that's from our show last week. She was acting out a character from...
I hope so.
Yeah. It's classic. So last week...
That was kind of scary.
Yeah, it was good.
And I'm sitting next to her.
We had monsters in last week, and so we were
Come
doing
and go.
imitations. Hey, that bled over well. I like that.
Paget.
Hey, Paget. And then gave me the animal growl. That was from Tatiana. Last week she was on some deal. She's doing Wonder Woman stuff, and she dressed up as some monster and scared the hell out of everybody on set. They didn't even know it was her all dressed up. She was in makeup for like 5 hours and came out, nobody recognized her, and she was scaring the hell out of everybody, and then goes in, has makeup stripped off, comes out and acting like an angel. It was classic. You have to be there.
That's Tatiana.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was classic. So we have an interesting show. We've got massive repeat offenders in the house. We've got Filippo Valtaggio. Oh, I love saying your name.
Thank you for
How's
not
it
saying
going?
it in the monster voice.
Oh, yeah. Filippo Valtaggio.
And thank you for having
That's
me
a
back.
sick monster. His throat has got cold,
So we had some interesting times this weekend. We are going to share a lot.
Oh, good.
Even more than we did this weekend. And that was a lot.
Oh, wow.
That
Boy.
is so exciting.
Yeah, because it's, cause and effect. And so that's key in this
The
story today.
continues.
And then we have Tess Cacciatore. How are you?
I'm fine. There's a lot of Dracula and interesting energy coming on.
It's all the names.
It's February
Paul
1st,
Paget and Filippo Valtaggio and Anahit Edamati and Tess Cacciatore.
Well, tomorrow's Groundhog's Day, so, I don't know what
Do y'all
Groundhog-
buy off into that? Is that really real?
I don't know. It's just a funny little
It's
thing.
cute, the little
Pennsylvania.
furry, you know what?
Groundhog.
Yeah, he's a very cute little guy. You've got some interesting stuff coming up.
I do.
March
Thank you for having me
8th.
coming back.
Oh my God, anytime. This is like home.
It's countdown.
It's going to be yummy. You know what I ought to do real quick? Let me grab something here. Let me say thank you to a few people. The reason why I'm even here. Thank you, Mom. First off, thank you, Dad. That 57 Chevy back seat was really wonderful back when you were 18 years old at the drive-in. That was like American Graffiti, It's back in the day. No, I'm just playing
Is that how it happened?
I don't. It probably. Thinking about it.
Let's say thank all moms. and
Yeah,
all
thank all
dads.
moms and all dads for raising
all
me
of us.
and taking care of me. So, thank you to my daughter Shadow, my son Paul, and my son Christian, and my beautiful co-host Anna Heat for coming back and loosening up and just driver's seat, baby. And
Thank
then
you
thanks to
for having
Sam.
me.
Sam here, owner of LA Talk Radio. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be fired by now. Wait, can I be fired? No. And then Diana Kelly, my PR and partner in crime. This woman
Yay,
drives
Diana.
so flipping hard. It's insane what this lady's done. And so thanks, Diana. I appreciate it. Then my social media team, Mella, Tweety, Clink and Chat. Love you. Killing it. It's in a good way. Here, I also want to thank my management, Russ Nybert. Thank you, brother. Looking forward to a lot of wonderful things together. And all my new friends at this weekend's recalibration workshop. And it's just, I can't even, thank you, Gary, the tree whisperer Walker, and Jaya. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bust this loose. We are now the Rockers for Wildlife band is now coming together. Francesco De Cosmo.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Whoa.
Me on guitar. Gary Walker, the tree whisperer, on drums.
Love it.
And then we've got a couple other surprises. So, yeah. But this is the Planet Love Fest. This is March 11th. This is a celebration of love, gratitude, and beauty. and we have got some amazing stuff that's going to be busting loose. There's a new poster coming out, which will have Rockers for Wildlife, Paul Paget. We're going to have tickets for sale soon, so we're going to drive this. This is one you don't want to miss. Now, let me tell you, there's a big surprise that's going to happen when I go on stage. A few things that we're going to bring that are just going to be so unique to this whole thing of playing music and love and gratuitous and all these wonderful things. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you, Gary. All of this stuff climbing up the, you know what? It is not on there. I believe it's down in Encinitas. Encinitas, yes. It's, at the Seaside Center in Encinitas from 5 to 10. That's March 11th, 2017.
And it's benefiting some charity?
Yes, it is. It's Embracing Our Earth, and his charity is Planet Love.
Yeah, okay. So and then they try to, illustrate me there with the heart.
Oh, that's it. Exactly. I caught that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser for the Water Protectors and Plastic-Free Ocean. And you know how that fits with me.
Yes.
Got to save the planet, got to save the ocean.
Yes.
You know, I always say we're going to work to save the planet, but I've changed that. We're not, the planet's going to do really better without us here. So I'm going to help work on humanity and the creatures that are here. The planet will spit our rear ends out and move right on. Right?
Exactly.
Anybody disagree?
Oh, no.
No.
We know.
Sooner the better.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you.
Well, I want to do another 50 years. I've got some work left. So, I know it's a blink of an eye, so 50 years really isn't much in the grand scheme of it.
But no one really realized that we're really ruining this planet.
Of course.
And we don't have oxygen, really, within how many years?
Oh, my God.
We're trying to really...
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble, and no one.
And the clean water.
I don't care.
Our government's
because I'm not
doing
die.
a lot about it, but you know what? We're just going to move on to the next plane.
Do you all know that this morning a Philadelphia school got closed down because of contaminated water?
Yes, I did.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
And how long has that probably been going on?
Probably for a while, but they closed the school down today.
Wow.
In Philadelphia. And then this whole Flint thing, don't get us started on that.
Well, here's the thing.
Sad.
The bottom line is it's domestic now. I filmed Line Jumper Talent National Geographic films up about 2 hours from here, where 7 towns are now completely shut down because there's no water. 2 hours.
Goodness.
2 hours from here.
Wow.
It's a dry desert. It's insane.
Wow.
So that's another show within itself. But what this show is about is rising. And let me tell you, as a handful of you all know, and the handful that don't, I've gone through one of the biggest transitions of my life. And it kind of, in those moments, even though I'm a life coach and I know all of these skill sets, sometimes it's better to take the Lamborghini to a qualified technician and lift the hood and let them make the adjustments.
You got that right, baby.
That's right. I was trying to make adjustments and kept sputtering in a couple areas. So my famed mechanics, Filippo and Mark and Dorothy, lifted the hood and lifted up everything else.
I would correct that for a second.
Yeah.
I would say soul mechanic.
Yeah. Ooh, soul mechanic.
Soul mechanic.
Oh, it was a soul mechanic. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. That's good.
That's good.
We're going to have to coin that.
Yeah.
So I got to work in Filippo's group. And why don't you go ahead, Filippo, give everybody the nutshell of what the recalibration workshop is, and we'll go from there.
Well, it's the recalibration, and we did it as a weekend intensive, and wasn't it intense?
Yeah.
And so, the interesting thing is that it could be called what I wish I had learned in all the workshops I had taken up until now. I've learned a lot up until now, but this workshop actually does get under the hood. I really like that analogy because it gets under the hood and looks at us. Yeah. Us as individuals, not us as just part of everybody else's dream, but our own dreams. It's interesting how so many things that I've wanted, I came to realize that I wanted them because others wanted it for me, or others told me this is who I was or what I should do, and you want this, don't you? A great example is I talk about cars. I went to go buy a car. I was with my brother, and I described what I wanted vaguely. I said it's this kind of car, and I was at a particular auto
Autoplex
Dealer?
or whatever.
Dealer. Manufacturer?
Yeah, auto dealer. and so the sales rep, as he says, "Oh, that's the car you want, and it's pulling out of the driveway right now with somebody else in it." And he says, "Oh, I hope that comes back because that's exactly what you want, and I hope that guy doesn't buy it." And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, that is the car I want. It's exactly what I wanted, and I hope it comes back. I hope that guy doesn't get the car. And so my brother is listening to me, you know, and I'm waiting for this car to come back, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What? I really want this car." He said, 2 minutes ago, you didn't even know that car existed. You don't even know anything about it.
Right.
And all of a sudden now
Exactly.
you really want it because somebody planted that in your head.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And we've had people plant things, and it was totally not the car I wanted.
Right.
But I wouldn't have been able to see it. I don't know that I can't take credit. I wouldn't have been able to see it.
Right.
I think that car would have come in and I would have tried to get it.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't my brother who said, you know, wait a minute, it's so not you, that
Right.
car. So since we've been kids, people have been planting things in our head. TV's been planting things in our head. Teachers, well-meaning or not,
Absolutely.
religious, you know, leaders, they've been planting things in our head. And the question is like, where do we stand on all this? And when was the last time we stopped to think, what kind of car do we really want? Or rather, what kind of car are we really ourselves?
Right.
Who are we?
Or
Exactly.
which part of the car is really not working very well and you need to remove it
And
put
replace
a
it?
new one
Absolutely.
with the proper functionality that can move you forwards and much faster towards your purpose of being in this planet.
I'll second that
And
motion.
and there you go. You know, you mentioned Mark Leisure. So yes, with Mark Leisure and Dorothy Donahue, we do this together, and now we're adding more co-facilitators, and we'll talk about that. But Mark likes to say, you know, with so many other workshops, we're taught how to do certain things better, which is great. At the same time, if we're taught how to go down the road faster and we're going down the wrong road, we'll just get there faster.
Yep.
We're still the wrong road.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting. So I'm going to stop you. And so just to share with everybody the importance of stuff. So understand, I'm going to give this a nutshell lineage. So in my 20s, I was very fortunate to be number one in a lot of different businesses I worked in. And these businesses hired some of the top motivational speakers. I got to be around Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Tommy Hopkins. I got to work with him for 8 weeks. That was a game changer. And Joe Girard, all of these masters back in the day. And you know a component that was missing on every single one of those? They're giving you all this motivational
me.
stuff. Exactly. Right. It was. You're right. But bottom line is that they never went to the root of the problem. It was all this motivational shit that you just take out and you do this, you do that. It's looking at, here, if we're going to use car analogies, it's just putting a coat of wax on it. You know, it's just making the outside a little shiny and the inside's
Yeah.
beaten to death. They never opened the door to clean the interior. And so with that being said, so I go into this recalibration, everybody, and Filippo starts off, and about 40 minutes into it, because I took extensive notes. You know, I took over 47 pages of notes.
Wow.
47 pages. And so, because it gives you a map, it gives you a lineage, you can look at it. And I went back and I studied it and looked at it and caught all of these things. But about 40 minutes into it, I realized one thing. My life has been so fast. I mean, I started working at 7. My mom was single extensively for a large period of time, helping with the house. I played baseball, track, basketball. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and threw paper routes. And that was, all the way to 18. Imagine at 9, 10 years old, I'm up at 3 in the morning riding my bicycle to throw 486 papers. It was a huge route. I did it from a bicycle and satchels, pedaled my rear end off. You would have thought I had E.T. in that basket. But
I got tired
you
hearing
did.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Through the snow and the sleet. Go ahead, tell them.
everything.
My
You know
God.
something? This is what's crazy because
Seriously,
I grew
though.
up in the Midwest. And so we had horrible stuff. There were times where it was just flat ice. The paper still delivers. So I would have to
Wow.
do it by foot. And my poor mother, working 3 jobs, there were the few times that she was able to go take the car with me and slide all over the damn street to get me through my paper route. So anyway, but without getting locked into that, I realized that everything's been this whoosh, huge whoosh. And I wrote down, and Hope had caught it. Remember, we were sitting at the table, and I got all amped up and jacked up about, when you're tearing back the layers, you've got these painful moments happening because it's exposing itself. It's exposing the wound and pouring salt in it for a minute. And so my posture, everything, and I couldn't breathe. And I was feeling the anxiety of this huge anxiety that I realized I've been carrying since I was a kid. It's kept me in this weird motion for a long, long time. And so the thing of sitting in a group that was very important is people pointing out things that you can't see. Like you said, from a drone view, you wanted us looking at ourselves, not from what we see in the mirror, because we don't see the rest of us. And so literally, I took it and just ran with it. It corrected the slow part. I needed to, and like you said earlier, I sound different.
You do.
I am different.
Very different.
Oh yeah, it's.
You're-
But see, you all got to see a 4-month nightmare that led to the great. Let me rephrase that. The transition of my life that needed to be in place was a very tough mountain to climb. And so there were times where I did feel out of breath, felt like I was drowning, felt like I wasn't making it through it. And that's where you all, here's the lineage. Tess, a great friend of mine, introduces me to Filippo, Mark, and Dorothy. We do the show over there at your place. You all were the gifts of the catalyst of what was going to change the rest of my life. You all gave me the tools I didn't have. I didn't see it before then. It took half a century. I feel very blessed that I have the opportunity now of a recalibration of peacefulness.
So I just want to add something to this.
Please add.
Having someone to say this, which has those kind of experience from 7-year-old, I mean, experience with eyes and delivering and working and waking up 3 o'clock in the morning and having such an amazing mom who's working for 3 jobs and everything, and then that person all the way through this age and comes and say this about such a course, that is something very, very, very special, I think.
It's life-changing.
Life-changing for sure for someone who's, introducing you such a thing. It's not any advertisement. It's a true, it's a true story. It's a true practice that you really experience it yourself.
It wasn't an
because you
advertisement,
didn't
that's for
come
sure.
pampered, and just come, I lived in Beverly Hills all my life. Now I want to teach you what to do in your life. Really? I
a
had
bunch of
people
them
like
out
that.
there.
I had that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, wait a second. I moved all the way from Tehran by myself to here. If you need help, let me know. You know what I mean? So this person with this profile and experience and history, if comes and tell you, I mean, I take it really seriously that this course life-changing, this is amazing from core and within and out. That is something that I would take it seriously.
It is serious, and that's exactly where we're taking it, because it is serious, because it was destroying my life, and that was because of me. So from here out, and I was seeing my past wrong. See, that's the thing. So this program, and I'm going to encourage every single individual I run into in my life to take this course, because I promise you, you are not seeing things the way they are. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying it because life created that for us. We're programmed. We hear things from our parents and everybody around us as we grow up in school, and it's this programming that you get locked into. In 40 minutes into it, I realized that I'd been seeing everything completely opposite of what it was.
I do have to add here, though, that it's
Please.
really about you being able and ready to be
Yes, you have
making
to be.
that conscious choice, because you and I have had several conversations, and I knew that was a conscious connection that I made, because
yeah.
I've known Filippo for 20 years, and Dorothy and Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Love their work. haven't had the chance to do that particular workshop, but I've done workshops with them before.
Absolutely.
But it really just to have the credit for you to be able to say, I'm open to receive. You've always been really open to receive any kind of comments. You've given me comments. We've been able to share a lot. But for you to
Absolutely.
say, I'm ready to step forward to do this for myself and my own
Exactly.
personal growth, you have to give yourself credit for that. And I think when
Thanks.
everybody's
I do.
ready, the teachers will show up and,
Yep.
and we learn from each other.
You
And-
nailed it. Go ahead.
And in
Filippo.
this case, the teacher is you.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
And so
It was.
throughout the workshop, we kept, like you kept saying, you're amazing. And I'd say, back to you. Let's bring it back to you because you had the answers. You weren't looking to anybody but you. And we were all
true.
there for each other.
Absolutely.
And no, then that's the secret, is that nobody has your story.
That's it.
So nobody could ever know what the solution is for you. Nobody.
That's it.
And so until we look at our own story and say, oh, this might have served for this, or this is what this is about for me, or was about, and now I'd like to make it about this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But given the tools to look at our story, or look at our history, look at
Yeah.
our past, look at our present, look at what we thought was for our future, bring it all into the now and sort it out. And then say, okay, this is what I'm going to use for now. This is what I'm going to go. Because if you think about it, so many things happened to us ever since we were children.
Yeah.
We did not have the tools as children that we have now.
Exactly.
No,
The world
Absolutely.
was very different then, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we're adults now. If we go back to childhood and look at some of the things that happened, we might see it completely different.
Absolutely.
But from the eyes of a child who had, how did we do the flashlight thing, right?
Oh my God, that was insane. Wow. So that was the very front end. And you want to talk about shining a light on, oh my God, that was genius, actually.
Go ahead if you want to give it away.
No, you tell it.
You
No.
should say.
No, you tell it. From your
he's
words.
here
I-
always.
Yeah.
You're
So-
the guest. You should say.
No,
Well,
but
no,
I wanna
no.
hear
Let
you
me
wanna
share.
say-
So they
okay,
get
go
on the
ahead.
front end and they're showing some stuff on the screen, and you see it was an F first, wasn't it?
You mean the flashlight?
Yeah.
N-O.
An O, excuse me.
N-O.
N-O.
N-O,
Right.
okay.
No, exactly. So anyway, they're going through and talking about the just this ocular element, what we do and don't see. You were showing the picture of the eye and all of that,
Yeah.
and how we get locked into seeing certain things. And then they opened it up a little bit further, and it was NOP, right?
Right.
Correct?
Right.
And so, and the brain, it's really interesting where the brain goes because we're still not figuring it out.
Yeah, so you're walking into a room and it's kind of like the room is dark and you shine a flashlight and it shines on the N-O.
Yep.
Right? And you're like, oh, the word is no. There's a wall or something and the word is no. And then, if your flashlight were a little wider and able to see more, then we see N-O-P. And now you know the word is nope.
Yep.
Right? You know there's an E on the other side of that.
Yep, that's where the brain went.
And then
And then the big light shined, and it was the alphabet.
the whole alphabet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so there the mind was already putting pictures together that were incorrect, and at that point was the awakening.
Because
that hit
that's
me.
all you could see with your flashlight. And the interesting thing is that we talked about this, but now we're going to make a visual for it. If somebody else walked in the same room with you at the same time,
Yeah.
both of you had flashlights, right? That only were such, some
yeah.
diameter apart. So you would see no or nope, and somebody else might see CDE.
Right.
So then you leave the room and they're like, there was a CDE in there. I saw it,
Right.
whatever it is. And you're like, nope, it was nope.
Right. Exactly. It was crazy. That was the awakening of it. But here's the one thing. So I've released myself from my past. So the big part is that every single person that were going through their own journey of what I saw in it, what my assumptions were of what was happening is absolutely incorrect. They were on their own journey, their own path, and I was just caught in the mix of that and navigating my own at the same time. So my mom, my dad, friends, family, whatever, you know what? I forgive y'all. I forgive myself for having a poor assumption of the battles you all were going through in your own lives, and I get it. I see it. And I love all of you, period. And so now it's about how great my past was. My past is what got me to here. And so I wouldn't change 1 millisecond of that. And so it was key and critical that, and it's interesting, I'd rather say at 50 years that I achieved it than to spend my whole life cluttered and be upset and anxiety ridden and, pointing fingers. That is over with. Oh, yeah.
And besides, using your radio show and your voice to be able to share that experience allows for other people to say, hey, I resonate with that, and I want to look at this book or see that program or go see Filippo's recalibration workshop. So it's great.
It is great.
So one thing I want to add to this, about what Tess said, when you really want to change, that's a key. You also mentioned that, and that's a Persian proverb says, if you want it, you can. Okay, you can do it. So and that's all about you to want to do that change. Otherwise, I have seen so many people, they go so many courses and they come and they don't do it and they don't even follow. So that's how bad you want to do that, to change that part and do something much better.
Absolutely.
And develop yourself.
I am totally in. So you know what? As I was going through our homework stuff that you gave us, I went and sat at the beach to do mine, and I had a guitar there, and I worked through all kinds of stuff peacefully. And so this is the song that came from that opening of my soul and spirit. Here you go. Here's your musical snack. That's a short version.
That's beautiful.
So that was the first thing I have written in my new spirit. Wow. Loving it. At least for me. I hope everybody enjoyed it, but for me, it worked out well.
That was beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Very much.
On that note, we are going to go to Tess and talk about March 8th, the importance of it, what it's about. I don't want to steal those words from you. And Tess, the Global Women's Empowerment Network, Gwen, is off the charts, and I'm proud to be a part of any level of it. Thank you for bringing me into that.
Yes, you are. You're definitely a huge part of it. Filippo's been a part of it, and you, lovely lady, we can reconnect and you'll learn more about it. But yeah, Global Women's Empowerment Network stands for Gwen, and I always say we can't do Gwen without the men. Because to me, right now, we're in a very big spiritual awakening. The feminine rising, the marches that have been going on, the woman's voice that is being able to resound throughout the planet in a very loud way, in a very beautiful way. But we're being supported by the masculine, and I think there's the masculine and feminine within each of us that we get to really awaken.
Right.
So on March 8th, which is International Women's Day, we're going to be launching a platform that I've been dreaming about since 1997. I've known you that long. You've known about this. I have a witness in the house.
Wow, and you all are still hanging out after all that time.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
We don't spend
awesome.
enough time together.
I'm
I
telling-
know we need to spend more time together.
Oh, my.
So what I'm really excited about is the platform. It's an online streaming platform for entertainment, life education, and lifestyle. So within the lifestyle side, we get to really dive deep into the meditation and the self-discovery and have guided sessions that could be guided by you all with your calibration. Bringing the smaller nucleus, which is really important to have that face-to-face encounter and to have those weekends. But what if we were to drill up and be able to take little sound bites and video bites of that content just to give little snacks.
Ooh, I like that.
Give little snacks to
Yeah.
to the audience to be able to really start to begin to the calibration on a global level.
Absolutely.
We also have a music label that's launching. So
Love
music
that.
is going to be really important. You and I have talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we
And
talked with
Filippo,
Jaya.
hello, Filippo, beautiful singer. I don't know if you've heard him sing. Oh, my Lord. That's how I was introduced to him, through the
Amazing
singing
voice.
side. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Singing
Beyond
in
words.
Italian, you just melt.
Mamma mia.
Really? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
A
my
chicken
God. I miss it so
cacciatore.
much.
I mean, Tessa cacciatore.
Exactly.
You're saying Farsi words. Chatori.
That's my last name.
Oh, is that your last
Tessa
name?
Yeah.
Chatori?
Cacciatore means the hunter.
Means how are you in Farsi.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
How are you?
How
Yeah,
are you?
Chatori.
Are you
And in
doing good?
Italian, it's the hunter. So, just as a side funny story, chicken cacciatore and veal cacciatore are the typical menu items. And
Yes.
I always thought as a child it was kind of funny because the hunter, it doesn't take much to hunt a chicken.
True.
Or those poor little baby cows.
Right. Yeah, it kind of takes the fun out of the hunt. doesn't it?
Yeah.
It came from something else beforehand.
I know. But that was the mind of just,
Like
thinking
rabbit.
as a kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
least.
But
love it.
we're going to have cooking shows on there, Kitchen Cacciatore,
God,
and
that's
spice it up with
amazing.
Saja and talk shows and lifestyle shows.
Wonderful.
And then we have a whole film division. So we'll be able to do feature films, shorts, and documentaries.
Wonderful.
Imagine, an Amazon for social good. So it'll be just a beautiful platform where I'm really working with these amazing content providers from around the world that are going to range from amazing content out of Germany and UK and Australia and music that'll go along with it.
On that note.
So we have over 16 countries involved so far.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Congrats.
yeah,
Oh
and
my
then we have
God.
one program that's launching called FemQ out of Berlin that has 90 women from around the world that have these 5-minute videos that talk about women coming together and really, really finding that space to be able to heal and to find our own stories. The platform to me, I feel like I'm a storyteller as a filmmaker and all
yes.
the stuff that I've done.
Absolutely.
I feel like the core value of that is that we all have a story to share. We all have a story to tell.
Yes.
And through that story, like what you just went through, and I do see a difference
Absolutely.
energetically
Thank
with
you.
you,
Oh, yeah.
that it's really about the time is now. I've been dreaming of this since 1997. And I kept saying throughout the years, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. But the world wasn't ready, and I still needed to become more ready. And so now it feels like it's that perfect synergistic marriage of time and space and consciousness that now everyone's ready to hear it. Everyone's ready to say,
Oh, yeah.
let's do something
Absolutely.
about it. We have a lot of work to
Absolutely.
do.
Don't follow me, Paul Paget. Whatever I'm saying.
Very
I'm doing.
cute. It is true.
Yeah.
It is the moment. It's
It
all
is the
coming
moment.
together.
The time is now.
Absolutely.
And this
Powerful.
platform, I feel really excited about it because we'll be able to really invite people to bring their content on. And it's not user generated. It's not like upload into YouTube. We have a very beautiful team of people in the entertainment industry that will be vetting the content. So it's going to be, beautifully produced and really amazing. We have over 1,500 episodes of a life transitional coach that is going to be really amazing. How many times have you been able to see people that are going through the life transition to really understand? Because I think in this time, not to be Debbie Downer, but there's a lot of people leaving the planet. They've made a conscious choice. There's natural disasters from, horrific suicide statistics to the things that are going on in the world.
Horrible stuff.
So I don't want to go into that fear-based. I think
Yeah.
that there's a reason that it's there. I think it
Absolutely.
sheds a light on how we can grow consciously
Right.
and how we can really make a difference in each other's lives. So we
I
have
love
a
it.
lot of programming from funny stuff to serious stuff. I'm
It's
really
a wide
excited.
array. We're very excited.
Yes.
And we're going to be launching on the radio
We're going to be
show.
launching here on March 8th.
This is the launch pad.
And
so-
Summer Rona, one of our first label artists, is coming to give
Yeah,
a
the
musical snack.
Snack. Oh my gosh.
A musical snack.
We love snacks around here. Holy
Getting me
mackerel.
hungry.
You know what? Speaking of snacks, you know what? We'll hold off on another musical piece. I'm getting inspired here, but I want to swing this over to Anahit because I don't know if anybody's have been able to read what I posted about who she is, what she is, but she's a powerhouse within herself. She is one of the most amazing artists. If you have not gone to see her Marilyn Monroe's and the miscellaneous that she's done in abstract, I'm telling you right now, it's beyond the scope of thought. She's an MBA. She's a PMP, a project manager professional. She's got 4 degrees. This is a woman that left Tehran 17 years ago on her own and has developed an amazing life. She's also a celebrity fashion designer. One of a kind. My God, that metal outfit along with that Marilyn Monroe dress of yours is insane. Tell us about the Marilyn Monroe dress. Oh my God, you hand did that and put Marilyn on that, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that
right.
process.
Well, I was given that dress, white canvas,
Yes.
and they told me, just paint Marilyn Monroe on it. And I just designed 9 Marilyn on that dress, and the Marilyns are actually nude.
Hey.
I took her dress off for the first time.
Wow.
And
Bonus
then-
plan's what I call that. No, I'm just playing. Had to throw a little bit in there. Sorry.
Yeah. And then it was at Warner Brothers studio fashion show, and it just stopped the show, and everybody were just shocked how
I saw the
beautiful. I
pictures.
mean,
It's crazy.
that's
I
people
wanna
saying
see
that.
it.
I'm not saying
Oh my
anything.
God! You got to go to her
Just Google.
Facebook. You're gonna flip when you see this stuff. It is beyond words.
Thank you.
And I'm not saying that lightly. You all, I'm around the art industry. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. And
Well, thank you
hers,
so much
whew,
for your really
powerful.
very, very nice of you.
Crazy.
But myself, I don't think my paintings are that great.
Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, I
But,
love the humility. That's cute.
That's cute. But for me, my haute couture coming up is gonna be a killer.
Yeah. What
Be
she's-
ready.
Go ahead,
Be
Felipe.
ready, my darling.
I can't wait to see it.
Paul, when you posted about her, I went to the website.
Yeah.
'cause I was interested.
Yeah.
And I spent a long time on that website. And
Aw,
I have to
thank
tell you,
you.
one of the things, speaking of Marilyn Monroe, one of the things that caught me was you have a painting that you did of Marilyn Monroe, and you had a phrase that went with it. She looked very sad. She was beautiful, but she looked very sad. And you did some abstract behind it, which made you sad when you looked at it. And it said something like, "It makes them happy, but inside I'm sad," or something like that.
Yes, that's right.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Well, actually, I kind of like have the ability to connect with the energy that she had at that time, because the energy doesn't die, and it's still, we are in a time and a space reality. However, still our childhood, everything exists. Even science proved that the whole sounds still from thousands of years ago is still here. But we cannot hear it. So the energy is still there. So I connected with that energy level,
Something.
and I asked her, what do you like to say? And believe it or not, I had this feeling that she says everybody were happy about me. They loved to see me and everything, but I was so sad within. And they were just taking me. I felt like they are taking me away, like from me. Everybody take a piece of me, And I
Which
could
is true, I
relate.
bet.
I
It is
could-
true.
I could
Sad.
relate. I don't know her. I never read about her because I'm Persian. I'm not American. So I loved her always, but never had this, reading about her. So I didn't know that. I was just connected, and that I could relate myself as a woman. So that's how I transfer that soul to that painting, and the painting is huge. It's 4 feet by 5 feet, or 4 feet by 6 feet.
Either way,
So-
big.
Well, it stopped me
Thanks
in
for-
my
Yeah,
tracks.
game
I
changer.
was
Wow.
right.
That,
I want to
yes.
see
But
that.
yeah, everybody, y'all go check out those links I put up there. You're going to be blown away. It's as blown away as when you played over at your place at your studio, your Share Your Beauty Within film.
Oh.
Let me tell you, that thing brought tears to my eyes. Share a little bit about how you came up with that idea and what it actually was and meant.
So I was speaking at 1 Billion Rising, which is coming up. It's every February 14th. And Eve Ensler puts this global event together. And I was speaking downtown at the courthouse. And before I spoke, there was a group called Magnolia Memoir that was playing. And they started playing this song that totally transported me. And tears started flowing down my cheeks. And I was mesmerized by it. And her voice is really amazing. And her name's Mela. You met Mela.
Yeah, well, we've had her on the show.
Exactly.
Thanks to you, the Life Changes show.
Yes. So anyway, I saw, it was a love song, but I kept seeing women standing in front of the mirror, looking at themselves. Nobody Like You is the name of the song. And I think that that's a really important exercise that any one of us could go through, is really doing that mirror exercise, which we probably have done if we were in an acting class and all that. But I cast from age 12 all the way up into women and all races, and we did this mirror exercise playing that song. And I wouldn't shut off the camera. Not the camera. I wouldn't shut off the music until I felt that they really connected to themselves in the mirror. And all they were to say was, I am, and then fill in the blank. And when you saw the transformation of these women from I am peace to I am strength and I am beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It was insane. Brought tears to me.
It was so
beyond
insane.
powerful.
So we're
Love
turning
it.
that into a reality show called Finding Gwen. So that'll be coming up. We're going to go into production probably in the fall.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's
That's
huge.
wonderful.
Watching those women look at themselves
there's-
in the mirror. Oh my Lord.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I was crying. It was the first time in the director's seat that I was just crying the whole day. And it was so beautiful to just watch that process.
Boy, on the Sound of Beauty. So I think it's time for a little musical snack. That got me a little hungry.
Absolutely.
Let's try some.
Paget.
Let's just try something new. Here we go. It helps to have volume. That's making my tummy full. All right, concert version here.
That was nice.
I hope everybody's tummy got really full.
Love that.
Thank
I don't
you.
need lunch for the next 5 days.
You are on a fast now. So, with that being said, let's go back to Filippo Battaglio. Man, I love your name.
I
You
do
got-
too.
You got
Now
the
I do.
coolest flipping name on the planet.
Remember we
Isn't it great?
It's just suave. I feel like a James Bond or something. Filippo Battaglio, shaken, not stood. Hey, that was a pretty good Sean Connery.
That
wasn't
That
it?
was really
Actually.
good.
Shaken, not
And
stood.
Filippo is a little shaken. Well, maybe you could be stirred too.
I don't know, but this guy,
Moving
so
on.
I have to give a lot of credit. Let me tell you, the groups we broke up into, it was interesting how Mark, when he stepped up, everything, it was very interesting. I wrote notes on it when he was speaking, were so poignant, so directed. And it was these snacks that he would just all of a sudden pop in, and it's like, holy mackerel.
That's so Mark.
Oh, it is so Mark. And so it has. It's altered my course. Don't get me wrong. I was already on that journey, and I've been working to dial all of this in. And so this process has been the most effective of my life.
Wow.
The most effective of
That's
my life. And
amazing.
I'm not saying
This
it
is
just because I
amazing.
love you and you're my friend.
Especially from you to say that.
This
Very
was the
important.
flipping game changer. It was the non-diluted bull crap that's out there that are charging people fortunes of money that actually don't get anything from it. They're hyped up on a weekend, and by the time 7 days bleeds off, they're back to the hamster on the wheel bull crap they were doing. And it's not
And
because
they
it's their
upsell
fault.
and upsell and take more and more
That's
money
it.
from these poor. I've seen
Sign
the
you
whole
into
thing
these
from the
groups,
inside
you're
out.
paying monthlies, and you're getting nowhere but broke.
Yeah.
Nowhere but broke. And so respecting what you did in the process went to the core. I haven't gone back to my childhood because it's been painful as hell, so I thought. But it wasn't. It was the journey of my life. I loved it. I lived it exactly my way. Period. It had nothing to do with anybody else. What the hell was I thinking? I needed you to come up and slap the hell out of me. Thank you for slapping me. No, in a good way. It was like, in a sense, that's what it is. It's that you've got it. Just feel the sting for a second.
Yeah.
And
So
That was the sound effect.
There was
basically,
no
Paul-
no. I'm just playing. But no, there was no slapping. It was, I'll tell you what, the approach was so gentle in the essence of self-realization. When we broke up into groups, I thought that was the most powerful of it all. And they keep these groups small, by the way, people. It's not like you got 150 people in the room and you get lost in the shuffle. This was broken
Very
into 4
important.
people in each group, and we became friends. We
Wow.
opened up vulnerabilities to each other. That was what's liberating.
Very important.
Very
Yes,
liberating.
Very important.
Because you're talking a menagerie of stuff that we've all gone through as humans, and it's all unique to the individual. And to just, well, you saw the anxiety I had on it. It was a tough space because I spent years burying it and talking about it as a bad thing when it did come up. And I realized I'd made horrible mistakes in my, well, as I said, my flashlight beam was very narrow. I saw the N-O.
Nope.
I didn't see the rest of the alphabet.
kidding.
Now I see the alphabet and can read that crap backwards and forwards.
Yay.
So
basically what the course does is like a building. Imagine you have a building that the foundation and the fundamental is not strong enough, and then you're trying to make decoration on it, and more like buying clothing, making yourself beautiful, going surgeries
illusion.
up and down, different places. No more to explanation on
cute.
that. But and then within you are damaged. You are not strong. You are collapsing. You don't know what you're doing. You're lost. But this course will connect you with your source and your core and fundamental in order to build it up. Strength, and then that beauty within you come out, and you don't really need to go and do other beauties because your shine is through you comes out through.
I love it. That's the
course.
Persian version. I like it. The
Persian
version. I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful. And the thing is that we all get to experience the beauty of it because I now know that every person I come in contact with is a direct beneficiary of my recalibration weekend. Period. Every single human being the rest of my life I touch will actually experience what I experienced that weekend.
And we'll all be lucky
Wonderful.
for it.
And he's rolling his eyes going, oh shit, what have I got started?
No.
Yes,
No,
yes,
on
yes.
the contrary.
Oh,
on
no,
the
I'm just
contrary.
playing, yes.
I'm actually getting a bit emotional because this happens over and over. I mean, somebody just posted a video testimonial that they did on their own, but actually it wasn't even a testimonial. It was they wanted to do the recalibration declaration, not just in our group. They took that and did it for the world. They said, hey, world, this is what I declared. Wow.
Huge.
And I saw that on Facebook, and then I've seen people sending. I haven't even gotten back to everybody yet because the letters are so deep and so it just and this is it. We go so deep. And the interesting thing is how many, like, you didn't want to look at your childhood to begin with. And how many times do we have to go back there? Some people have done the recalibration 3 times, and they're saying, I don't think I can go back to my childhood again. Well, like your analogy, it's like if you're buying a house, you send an engineer in there to check out the foundation.
Absolutely.
Because the house could be pretty on top, but if that foundation is not,
done.
it could be gone the moment you buy it.
That's
It's
it.
like some wind comes or something.
Exactly.
So, but the thing is, it's like then if you decide you want to build another story on your house, what do? You bring in an engineer to look at the
High-rise,
foundation
right?
and say, well, we need to go deeper.
Yep.
Was that
in
a
order to
pun
go higher.
on another story?
Nice.
I think I like it a
I like
lot.
it actually.
Tess is awake over there. I love it.
I'm quiet, but I'm thinking over here.
Ooh, I like the brain thinking.
So, but seriously, we want to rise up and do more things. It's like, well, let's go back and let's anchor
that
that
strong.
foundation. Let's go make that foundation deeper and stronger.
Absolutely.
And nothing make that strong enough. I promise you that if you're not connected with your source, with universe,
That's it.
you basically in frequency level, if you vibrate, same vibration of universe, nothing can move you.
You can just look at me to see that.
Can move you. Yeah.
Wait, is this
We'll
coming-
learn how to do that during the
This
course of
woman
this.
right here is so powerfully connected to the universe, meditates 2 to 4 hours a day,
hope.
crosses over like nobody's business. She gets to go to other galaxies.
Well, that's why I wanted to
I
know, is
hope.
this coming from you or is it coming from Marilyn Monroe?
Definitely not from Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
It comes from me.
Yeah,
I'm a nobody. It comes from universe. I'm a nobody.
No,
Let's
no,
take
don't
that
say
back. No ego here. Thank you very much.
It's a good space. And I have to say, as of knowing you, that is absolutely fact. I've never met somebody so grounded, so unpolluted with the shit of this world as this woman right here.
Thank you.
Ever.
Thank you.
I don't
Same
say
as
that
yourself.
lightly. No, I've got all kinds of jacked up shit. And here's the thing. I recognize it, and I'm working on it day to day. So I can call an ace and a spade a spade. I'm a work in progress to the day I die because we're navigating a world that's changing by the second. Everything around us that we don't have control of, we do have control over how we manage that and the choices within it. And I was making poor decisions in a very fast-paced blur. The blur is over with, and the roses are being smelled in this family. You can damn well guarantee
The
that.
roses are being smelled.
They
Very
are being
important
smelled.
sentence you just said. How? It's very important. We try to basically with this course and the radio show, we little by little feed you your soul.
Soul
Yes,
snacks. What was it? A soul snack.
Yes, soul music.
Yeah, we're
Soul-
doing soul snacks
Yes.
around here. You know, I look forward to, you know what's powerful, and I get it, when Dave came in. So he's a co-facilitator now, and he's growing through it. Has he done it 3 times?
Twice.
Twice. And so you have new discoveries each time. So I'm actually looking forward to, now that I've peeled it back and I found some of the areas that I created trouble on my own, I'm interested to see if there's a little niblet here and there that might be fragments. It can't be much because I've worked on myself so heavily over the years. And now these key components that I do see that were problems are my key focus. And I got to do it immediately. That's the thing about decision and action that's so unique. You don't have to wait months, years, or anything for it to take. Make a decision and act on it.
Bam.
Poof. It's done. And so
Yeah.
I was having breathing issues. Interesting. So think about this. Here I am, a professional diver that has amazing breathing skills underwater. I can conserve air like nobody's business. As a pilot in high altitudes, I manage control and peace and all this. All of you all, it's an interesting space because when I met you all caught me in the hurricane 300-mile-an-hour wind of what I was doing to reset my life. I knew that there would be a gale force wind that was hanging onto a pole sideways, screaming at the top of your lungs. And that's what it was. It felt like to me. You all saw it firsthand. Tess, you've seen it. We worked around each other. And then all these projects and all this rebuild and getting this was key, foundation set. So I knew it was important. And that's where I've been, going back to John C. Maxwell and going back through all my books. I'm digging through, I'm finding all of this stuff again. Stuff I know backwards and forwards, but it's starting to open it up. But it took, and I'm not kidding you, I wasn't getting there in the books and going back through videos and listening to audio stuff and saying things over and over, reprogramming myself. I didn't see, and I would never have seen it on my own, that I had hung on and anchored myself to a bunch of crap that I don't need in my life any longer. You know, and the other part was, this was a big realization because I have a lot of slang. I'm old construction guy. I'm a hick. Oh, no, I'm a frick. I'm French hick, so I'm a frick. Everybody from Oklahoma, and so we develop a lot of slang, and that it's a horrible thing because it has improper meanings, and it can be taken wrong. So this weekend, I was called out on the carpet. And I actually, you know what I've done around my friends, even when I went over with the monk and we were all working on stuff, and I said, they had a dinner. They cooked a gourmet dinner Sunday night for a celebration of my recalibration. Wow. Candles lit everywhere, and then we went in the studio and wrote these songs. It was insane. Great friends that they put all of that together. Amazing. But the beauty of it is that they even saw it when I got there, that I was completely different in the essence of how I was managing things. I'm breathing differently now as what I used to breathe as, and got this. In fact, it's even more controlled because I'm conscious now of that. And Gary was key component to that. And I'm actually going to start working with him on several levels. It was the game changer. So my breathing was lack of was creating an anxiety. It was. And so now my breathing, I'm back to I already know all the diaphragm breathing. I know all the yoga stuff. What the hell happened? I lost track of it. I did. And you just went and gave me the tools to understand how to put me back on that track.
And you used them.
I did use them. And that's the key I'm going to say on this note is that, you know what, you can go to all of these type life building things, but if you don't use it, you don't get nothing out of it other than $300 or $400 out of your pocket and your wallet going on the Slim Fast program. Yeah. It's crazy. When is another recalibration? Do we have any ideas? April-ish?
The recalibration.com. Actually, we have one in a couple weeks, and then we have one coming up in about a month and a half. So the recalibration.com. Find us on Facebook or we're around. And the exciting thing is that as we grow, there'll be more people like you and like you and like
I
you.
want to do one too.
To help, co-facilitate people, because everybody's at a different place and people resonate with different people. I could just see, let's take this to Tehran.
Seriously.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
I'm not kidding you. Why not?
Kidding. Why not?
It's around the world. World's got problems. I want to say something to you. I appreciate you. Words can't express. I'm telling you right now, because we'll know each other the rest of our lives. The tools that you put together, you, Mark, and Dorothy, is genius. And it did work. It did work. That's the bottom damn line for me.
Fantastic. And Pastor Lee want to add something.
I'm going to actually, I want to introduce our celebrity puppy.
No, this is a co-host.
She is a co-host. This is
Pasuli.
And
she want to add something real
please.
quick. You said game changer. So she wants to say, she's telling me all this time, and she's saying, look, she's trying to say that you got to get one of this, rescue a dog, and you will have a game changer right here too.
Yes, we've got a lot of animals
and
out
helping, but course is essential.
Course is essential.
Where did you adopt her from?
I bought her actually because I fall in love from New York. I flew her here to LA. I picked her up LAX. She's a princess.
And she became a star. She is a red carpet doggy.
I just have to do a little plug for a rescue place over in Woodland Hills. It's called Rock and Rescue. Just last week, Jane Velez Mitchell went and brought a bunch of animal activists there because the city was trying to take away their permit. And they are a no-kill shelter. I got my kitty there who's now over a year old, and I feel so blessed to have him in my life, but also just to know that all these animals are going to be protected with no kill.
Bam, tell everybody about Gwen, when it's happening. We're going to release it here, carry it on from there. Give me about a 30-second quickie.
Gwen.live, GWEN.live, and you will be able to see a beautiful short film based on Today I Rise, because today we get to rise. Every day we get to rise. So go there, sign up. We'll keep you in touch with what's going on. And then March 8th, hello world.
Why don't you put a post together on Facebook and send it over to me to put on our sites?
Perfect.
Can you do that?
Yes.
That way everybody, we'll get recalibration up there.
Cool.
Send me those
And
dates.
get Mela working
Okay.
on it.
We'll get Mela. Mela, I love you. You're amazing.
I love
with
Mela
my
too.
social
She's
media.
working with us now too because of you.
Bam. Diana Kelly, love you, Mama. You're doing really amazing. Russ Nybert,
Yes.
you're just awesome. You're a
Awesome.
great man. Dorothy, Mark, Filippo Vataggio.
Come find us at the Life Changes show
Yes.
or the recalibration.com course.
Tell them where to go for the Life Changes show.
Lifechangeshow.com, actually. And since we're talking dogs, I should plug then
Yes.
The Little
The book.
Dog That Could.
He is the number one
Yeah.
The
bookseller.
Little
Tell
Dog
everybody
That
where to go
Could.
get your book.
Amazon and Barnes & Noble, littledogthatcould.com.
Oh
Yep.
my
So
God.
And then
was
you'll be
that.
able to put it on the bookstore at Gwen.live.
Oh, nice.
Bam.
We're all
Look at this.
We've got it going on.
because they change your
Crazy.
vibration.
You know,
Changing
it's pretty
vibration.
amazing. So on that note, I'm gonna close out with some thanks and whatnot. I'll just play my own outro
Paul
music.
Paget.
You know what? You can find us at rockersforwildlife.com. You can find us on Facebook, Rockers for Wildlife. That's a number 4 in the middle of it. And you know what? We're doing things to help save the wonderful creatures of this planet. You know, the planet's going to move on without us. We need to understand that. We need to protect the gift we were given by God. And you know what? We're working it. We're trying to make ourselves better, to have an alliance of wonderful people moving forward of a higher spiritual level, a balance, a harmony. And you know what? You gotta smile occasionally. Get out there and don't worry about everybody else's problems. Worry about nothing, because worry doesn't do anything for you, does it, Filippo? Worry only compounds the problem, doesn't it?
Don't
Yes.
worry.
Don't worry. And here's the thing. If you don't have enough money to do something right, like put forth to a charity or whatnot, why don't you create your own charity by not taking any plastic bags at the store? Boom. Now you've got yourself a 501c3. No. Don't accept plastic. You know, take your own bag and be mindful, because that
Wonderful.
plastic ends up in the oceans. And
Please.
it's very serious, because you know what? Plastic's going to outweigh the sea creatures by about 2 to 1 in 2025, if not sooner. We're in trouble if we don't make
We're
changes.
taking that out.
So we're going to remove it. We got wonderful teams out there. We got wonderful things. We're saving coral reefs. We're planting coral reefs. We're providing oxygen for the planet. There's going to be more to come. And you know what? We got to run. This is Rockers for Wildlife. We're going to be on next Wednesday, same time, same bat channel, 12 o'clock. Go check out our archive. We'll see you later.
You're listening to Rockers for Wildlife Radio with Paul Paget, only on LA Talk Radio.